Hi students, good morning to all. Pleasure to see you again. Welcome you all to our biology class. We already completed one lesson, crop production and management, and also we discussed about animal husbandry. As we know that nowadays the whole world is under the control of one organism. Do you know which is that organism? Coronavirus. Isn't it? We are all in the fear of coronavirus. Actually, what is virus? We can see virus with our eyes? No, we cannot see. They are minute organisms which we cannot see with our eyes, only can see through the microscope. So virus is a tiny organisms. Today let us know more about tiny organisms present in our surroundings or in the environment. So let us start our second lesson, microorganisms. Students, which is our lesson 2? Lesson 2 is microorganisms. Friend and foe. Friend and foe. Today, let us start our lesson, microorganisms. You might have seen that variety of plants and animals. Only these plants and animals in our environment? No. There are some other organisms are also there in our surroundings, but we cannot see them with our eyes. But we can see with the help of some machines like microscope. Such tiny small organisms which we cannot see with our eyes but can see only with the help of microscope called microorganisms. Microorganisms means tiny or small organisms. During rainy season, we can see that the moist bread gets spoiled easily. And also we can see some greyish white patches on the surface of the bread. This is due to the action of fungus. The bread gets rotted with the growth of some microorganisms. While we looking through these structures through a microscope or a magnifying glass, we can see easily. But with our eyes, we cannot see. Microorganisms means the tiny or small organisms which we cannot see with the help of our eyes, but we can see with the help of microscope. Did you see microscope? Yeah, that microscope is available in our school, but now is it not possible because we are all locked at home. Okay, so later we can look microscope and we can identify the parts of microscope also. Microscopic organisms we can see in everywhere. In the soil, in water and also in air. For that, to know the presence of microorganisms in these areas, Let us do one activity. Activity 1.1. In our textbook it says, collect some soil or moist soil in a glass or a beaker. Add some water into it and allow them to settle. After some time, take a few drops of water on a slide and observe through a microscope. We can see some structures are moving here and there. Through the microscope only we can see some structures. These are microorganisms. One more activity is there. Take some water in a pond or lake and spread one drop on a slide. Observe through a microscope. Also we can see the structures in that muddy water, in the air or all empty spaces. They are present. These microorganisms are present. But we cannot see because they are not visible through our eyes. Okay. For that to see, we have to use microscope or any magnifying glass. From this above observation, we understood that microorganisms are present in everywhere. In water, in the soil, and in the atmosphere. The microorganisms are mainly divided into 4 groups. Not in mind, all tiny organisms are not under the category of microbes or microorganisms. The organisms which we cannot see with the help of our eyes are categorized under microbes or microorganisms. The microorganisms are mainly divided into 4 groups. First one is bacteria. Second one, fungi. Third one, protozoa. And fourth one, algae. There are 4 main groups of microorganisms. The first one is bacteria. It is a microscopic organism. Micro means small. That's why the name itself we can understand that microscopic means small organisms only we can visible through microscope. Okay. Bacteria may be in different shapes. Spherical, spiral or rod-shaped structures. Rod-shaped structures of bacteria we can see through the microscope. The bacteria may cause many diseases like typhoid, tuberculosis, etc. And the next group is fungi. These fungi, we know that they are multicellular organisms, and these fungi having different structure like we can see in rotten bread. They are agaricus. Do you see agaricus? Mushroom. It is one example. Fungi also cause many diseases like dandruff and some skin diseases, etc. Another type, that is protozoans. They are also causing many diseases like malaria, dysentery, malaria, etc. Some of the protozoans are free-living, single-celled organisms. They are single-celled free-living organisms. Then algae. Algae, some of them are greenish in color, but some are not greenish, blue-green algae or brown algae. They are heterotrophic nutrition. They are undergone heterotrophic nutrition, and also some are free living, but some are living as colonies. Okay. We can see fungi and algae living together in symbiotic relationship. You might have studied in class 7th, symbiosis. Isn't it? Fungi and algae live together, mutual dependence. They are sharing shelter and nutrients. Then, when we are looking these organisms, one another type of organisms are also there, viruses. Now, we all are fear the coronavirus. What is its structure? These viruses are microscopic organisms. They are microscopic. They only having genetic material in them. They don't have cell membrane. So they are only alive inside a host body. These viruses are living inside a bacteria or a plant cell or an animal cell. Okay. And they are living in a host body. There are different shaped viruses are there. Helical structure having polyhedral, complex viruses. Helical viruses, polyhedral viruses or complex viruses are there. We can see the virus structure like this. They having a head-like structure and a tail. Head and a tail. They contains only information material inside them. That is why they cannot multiply outside of a host body. They can only reproduce or multiply inside the body of host. They are living inside a bacteria or an animal cell or a plant cell. Okay. Next we can look, where do microorganisms live? The microorganisms like bacteria and some algae and some protozoans are single-celled and they are free-living. Some are free-living organisms. Some fungi and some other protozoans are multicellular and they are living as colonies. Algae and fungi, we know that they have a symbiotic relationship and they are living together as colonies. Among protozoans, that is amoeba, paramecium, they are all free-living aquatic organisms. Most of the bacteria, algae, protozoans and some fungi, they can live in all conditions, like from icy cold climate to hot springs. In marshy areas also they can live, and in desert areas. All the conditions of atmosphere they can adapt. Some organisms, they are living inside other organisms, mainly bacteria, viruses, protozoans, etc. In our body also we can see many bacteria and viruses. Some are benefit, but some are harmful for us. Okay. Here, next we can discuss about microorganisms and us. Microorganisms plays an important role in our lives. Some microorganisms are useful for us, but some are harmful. They are making many diseases. Already we saw that is bacteria cause typhoid and tuberculosis. Not only that, many diseases, bacterial diseases among animals and also in human beings. Virus also cause many diseases. polio, chickenpox, AIDS, etc., etc. The common diseases like cold, influenza, and coughs are also caused by viruses. And fungi also cause many diseases, dandruff, skin diseases, and protozoans also cause diseases like malaria, dysentery, etc. So some are useful, some are harmful. Children, today we discussed about microorganisms, means the tiny organisms which you can see only with the help of microscope. They are mainly divided into 4 groups: bacteria, fungi, algae, and protozoans. Another group also we can see, that is virus. Viruses are smaller organisms. They do not have proper structure like other microorganisms. They only have information genetic material and some protein layers. They are only active inside the body of host. Means they are living. When they are entering into any living body, they can multiply and they increase their number. And they control all other parts. Okay, they are very dangerous among these microorganisms. Now we saw that bacteria are in different shapes: rod-shaped, spiral-shaped, and spherical-shaped. Fungi, many examples are given in the textbook like penicillium, aspergillus, bread mold. And fungi also, you know that mushroom. It's a very good example for fungus. Next, algae, chlamydomonas, and spirogyra. Many other algae are also there: green algae, brown algae, red algae, etc. Next, protozoa, amoeba, paramecium, euglena, etc. are all protozoans. Then virus, we saw that they have different shapes like helical, polyhedral, envelope shape, and complex shape. Okay. Students, be careful. Today we discussed about microorganism and also we discussed less about virus. Then be safe at home. This is the time to wind up today's session. See you again. Thank you.